right, welcome, guys. Good evening, everyone. If you're on the call, please go ahead and drop a message on Discord to let the others know that we are live. Hi, Sama, welcome.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, Maka. Good evening, everyone.
All
Welcome
right.
to this session tonight.
All right, good evening. Welcome. Thank you. So thank you for coming on this call. Thank you for having this session. I think this is more or less like a recap of everything we have learned so far. So
Yeah.
guys, if you have questions on everything you have been learning, you can go ahead and ask those questions, right? And
Um,
drop a message on the Discord group so that at least we have more people join the call. So Samuel, over to you.
all right. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to today's session. If you can see my screen, drop a comment. Let's keep the activity up. Let's engage. So please engage in the comment section. Don't just listen. Try to engage as much as possible, and so that when we and ask your questions, obviously. Ask your questions and engage. So far, we've covered a lot of things. We've talked about the interface, how to navigate the interface. We talked about components. We talked about CMS. We've explored and some animations. We've done a lot, right? We've also created a website with it from beginning to the end. We've published it, and we've made sure it looks good. And this was the last project we worked on. And but really, what exactly can you do with Frame at the end of the day, right? So you've learned this skill, and what kind of websites can you build? I mentioned that at the beginning of this class, of these sessions, when we started, but I feel we should revisit those things. And if you see yourself going deeper to continue learning, it's important to know where the opportunities you can explore. So let's go to Framer website because that's a very good place to start to explore the possibilities of what you could do with Framer. So from here we can see that we can build a lot of personal websites, and if you check online, you'll find a lot of individuals and people who are specialized as freelancers, which is what we have here as well as part of the use cases, who design websites for people. So you could start your business around Framer, being able to design websites for clients and publish it. So maybe a client wants a simple website for their brand. You can easily set that up with Framer. You've price charged for your services, and the business will pay for it, and you set it up and teach them how to manage it afterwards. And that's all. I mean, it could also work in a startup. Maybe you're about to launch a new feature and you need to launch it really fast, and the engineering team is tied up on another build. You can easily come up with something slick, something simple that can go live to test if the solution you have in mind, if it's something that the market is looking for. You could also use Framework to build lead page. So you could build a page for the marketing team to test a particular to generate more leads into the website, into the platform, company's platform, business platform itself. So if you are skilled in marketing already, learning framework would allow you to take that skill to a whole new level. So you don't just know how to market a product, but you know how to create a stunningly beautiful website for it. So that's a very big advantage. Then, of course, you can start an agency around framework, something that it's so a full-on business that you could have multiple people working with you, get clients, and you set up something that works to sell the service to businesses that need it. So yeah, I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are other things you could do with Framer, but I hope that provides context into the opportunities, because at the end of the day, you're learning this skill to make money, right? So you might love it, you might not love it, but at the end of the day, one thing we can all agree on is that the purpose of learning this skill is not just to to have a skill. is to be able to make money off of it. So that's exactly why I needed to show you those different routes you could possibly take. And of course, you could get hired, and if you know how to use Framer, it could be an additional skill that could increase your chances of getting roles if it tailors around creating solutions similar to what Framer is capable of doing. So yeah, Framer also have templates. So from Framer's website, you can find a template section. In case you've not noticed, from template section you can find free templates from business related websites to artificial intelligence related websites, even as simple as a change log. So this is a very good application of Framer. Let's say your company needs a change log and doesn't have one already, and the engineering team is busy implementing solutions, and design team has been thinking of doing that. So these are some simple ways you could use Framer to achieve some to provide value to wherever context or situation it might be required. You can also use Framer for documentation. So we have a bunch of templates here, some paid, some free that you could use. Even the paid one, right? You could explore the paid one and get inspiration from the paid one to create whatever you want. So let's inspect just one of these. Let's open this one up. You can see this is a very detailed, structured documentation. You have items on the left. We have a little bit of an introduction, why the docs, image, and a little bit of footer. You can change between light mode and dark mode. And you also have the search functionality. And with this, you know obviously this is Framer. Then, of course, it also has the logo here because it's not paid. We're going to explore the paid aspect of Framer in a bit. So yeah, that's what you get in the Framer template section. A bunch of templates from different industries, different applications of Framer, and you can also find some other small aspects. So now another thing is websites. Well, before we continue with what the resources you can get on Framer website is Framer Remix. Let's check for Remix. Let's search for Framer Remix. So we have a website like this. Let's open this in. Oh, I don't think you can see what I am displaying. Oh, my screen is. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Sorry about that. I'm going to stop sharing now, and I'll reshare my screen. All right. I'm going to stop sharing now, and I am sharing my screen again. Okay. That should. Can you see my screen now? You should be able to see my screen now. If you can see my screen now, please indicate.
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay, fine. So I'll just, this is where we're, okay. Ah, that means everything I talked about here, nobody saw it. All right, fine, no problem. So you go to framer.com, that was where I was previously. So let's just back off a little bit. So, all right. So we're in framer.com, and these were the different things you could explore building a website. If you have a marketing skill already, learning Framer would be an additional skill you could add to it that could allow you to create lead page, also work in a startup, shipping website at scale. So also freelancing and starting a business around Framer as a company. So you could start as a company, you could start as an individual and freelance. So next we talked about templates. For some templates part of the website, you would find free resources. You can see you can navigate the tag here and explore both over different industries and different applications of Framer. So from little as tabs. So let's explore this very unique interface. So let's check this out. We have this. This is a very beautiful use case of. It's very similar to Bento. The grid structure of. It's one of those new design trend we've been having in design space, creating grid-like layouts, and this is a very cool implementation of it. So basically you can do stuff like this in Framer. If you like this, you can also explore trying something similar and see how that looks like. So basically these are some of the things you could do. You could create an e-commerce. Now, if you're creating an e-commerce platform, you cannot create an e-commerce platform that sells products because Framer does not support the e-commerce aspect in terms of adding to cart, managing orders, and so on and so forth. Framer does not support that. But if you are selling a digital product, right, you could integrate Framer with a tool called Squeeze Lemon, and with that you can facilitate payment for digital products. So you can facilitate payment for digital products, but not physical products. Don't just ignore. You find yes, you find interface for it here, but you can't create a functional e-commerce platform that sells physical products, right? So something to take note of. But you can create documentations like I pointed out. You can create an agency website. You can explore different things that people have created before and see which one interests you if you're trying to. So now you can create a bunch of stuff within any of these areas, create a portfolio, pour it into it, and use it to look for opportunities. Now, this was the website we're looking at for the docs. So you can see it has a very simple interface. I'm just going to come back here to check for. All right, fine. So yeah, so this was the docs where I previously opened. So you can switch between light mode and dark mode, and this looks really neat. You can explore the different tabs and so on and so forth. Now, where I was going to tell you about another website called Framer Remix, and also framer.com.community. Yeah, framer.community. So this is another place where you can find a lot of interesting resources. So resources you would find here would include, so let's go to Remix. So now people constantly, you can see this was updated 15 minutes ago, 4 hours ago. So this is a very active community. You would find a lot of effects here. So okay, let's open this one. Let's try out this one. All right, so this is the effect. This is the effect that this person have created. You can easily click on the link here. You can see Remix link, and it take you straight to Framer, and you can duplicate it to your work. We also have this. Let's see what this one looks like. There's a video here, but we can just go straight to the file, and that will open. So yeah, we can see exactly what this guy have created. So this effect, I think he's selling it. So he's selling it. So if we paid this amount, you get access to however I created this. So this particular cursor, I think it's something that a lot of us have been trying to implement on Framer, and it's a bit tricky. So this is something worth paying for if it's something that applies to your project, any project you're working on. So yeah, not all of them are paid, by the way. This is a very unique scenario where you have a paid link. So, but the rest, for the most part, are free, completely free. So it's completely free. You can click and so let's preview this one. Let's check this one out. So you have this. You can switch with different experience. And so basically just explore this website. There's a lot of, like, it's a very long list of different things you can find here. You can also go to the resources. You will find resources others have created that might be helpful in whatever project you're working on, from illustrations to whatnot. It's a long list, right? It's a very, very long list. So I don't know about this particular integration, but you can explore a bunch of other things that might fit into any project that you're looking at creating or you would want to create with Framer, and explore deeply. So this is not the alpha and omega class, right? So your learning doesn't stop here. Instead, your learning starts here. This is tech. as we all know. So it's constant learning. And as much as we've covered a bunch of stuff during this program, during these classes, it should not limit you to stopping at what you've been told or what you've heard the instructor do or not do. So you should explore further, watch YouTube videos, watch the classes, check YouTube videos for other courses, other classes, and constantly practice. So beyond watching videos or not watching videos, you have to.
Hello, Samuel. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello, Samuel. Can you hear me? Hello, Samuel. Can you hear me? So, hi guys. If you can hear me, please go ahead and drop a comment in the chat so that I'll be sure that you can hear me and this is network related. Hello? Oh, okay, guys. That means it was Samuel's network. So, someone will be back shortly. Let's just give him some minutes to come back. So, while we're at that, guys, please go ahead and drop questions you have on Discord as well. Reason being that I think this is the last class for Frema. So if you have any questions before we go into project, I think project will start by next week. You can start dropping your questions so that you have calls or you have Samuel or someone else resolve it for you on Discord. I think yeah, so that's it. So please let's give Samuel some minutes. He should be back shortly.
Welcome back. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So I am sharing my screen again.
Okay, welcome back.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's load this up again. Load this up again. Okay. So you can see that this effect is basically allowing you to change the text. You can see that text keep changing. So it's circling between text. So we can remix this by clicking the button here. Remember, we got this from this particular page. So let's see. So we are loading it up. Let's check the other one we opened. So this one is open straight. Okay, it's already here. Just close this one. Just close this one up. So we have it here. So basically, we can take this component. We're going to copy this component. We're going to drag it to the project we worked on last. I'm just going to take this one out for now. Just going to take this one out. Okay, take it out. Then here I'll paste in that component. Take it to the top here. So let's test it out. Edit the components. When you want to edit a component, so it's possible to create components using code, and it's possible to create components in a very creative way. You can create components in a create unique interactions with Framer components that people will probably not have considered, and you can share it with others and help people to also create them. Or you could create those components using code. So if you see at the bottom here, we have code override. So if you know a little bit of code, you can bring in some code to create a dynamic interaction. Now, if you're using code, nobody can go and start. People can edit your code quite alright because you've duplicated your file. But usually there will be an interface here for people to interact with. But for this one, when we click on edit, because this is coming from another file, remember we copied it from a different page. We copied it from here, and we are pasting the component from here. Even if this was a text component, and we're bringing it from a different file, as soon as we're pasting it here, we have to decide, are we going to unlink the instance? So for unlink instance, this is what happens. We have it here. So now from here, we can, so let's inspect this first. Let's play this and make sure it's working. Let's make sure this is working. All right, it's working. All right. So now we could use this. Let's go back. Let's go back into component and change the color. So that's what I was going to do. So let's change the color to, let's change it one after the other. Oh, let's see, change the color to, instead of changing the color, I'm thinking we can delete this as well, and leave this. So same thing, we have the same instruction here. So let's unlink instance, and now we have, this is the main area where the gymnastic is happening. We don't want to tamper with this because we don't know exactly how it works. Of course, we can go in and learn how it works, but for now, we're just going to come back here, change the contents, go back into the components. So you can select it here, click on content variants, and content one. Then I'll just copy this one, enter, not the second one, content 2, next one, content 3, next one, content 4. All right. We can also change the color so that we can edit the color without, I think we should be able to do that from here instead. Okay, we can't. We have to do it from the source. All right. So we can also change the color. Make sure that the colors are, all right. So create a variant for color and set it. So now we can do that. And so now let's go back out. So from here, give me a sec. So from here, we can change the content. So we can change the content from developer to whatever we want. So if we want, instead of developer, we want Framer developer. So we want to add the Framer to the development. We can do this. So these are some, you can, when you inspect a component that you got from somewhere else, you have to figure out exactly how that component works. So for this one, if we want it to appear in the website itself on this side, we would have to create a variable again. So we just click on this, click on create, then do the same thing. So when we go back out, you can see that it appears. Same thing with the colors. You have to do the same thing again. And once you do it, it will appear. So just come here, create, click on enter, then go back out, click on component, click on color, and now it is visible. So you can also inspect it to see if it works. Okay, so we say it works. It works, right? It works. So I've noticed it's showing Framer, but it's not showing the other end. So we can just go back and correct that. And just select this, make sure it is set to, make sure that the components themselves are not fixed. So you make them fit. If they are fit, most likely that issue will not occur. So let's go back and inspect. So Framer developer. Okay, so let's go back and check this out. So it's still behaving the same way. And so we can manually stretch it. And let's just manually stretch this. Okay, stretch it out, and yeah, it works. So now we can play it again, and now we have something that rotates. Now I'm going to show you a similar interaction. I think I got it from somewhere. Okay, it was custom built. Let me check my website. So there was an interaction there. It's very similar to this. Let's load it up quickly. So this one, it moves, but it scrolls the page at the same time. So for this to move, you have to scroll the page. So as you scroll the page, it moves. Then you see the image also moves, then all the way down. So yeah. So you can explore these different websites, grab different. So when you click on it, it will show you content, and you can see what each component has to offer. If you like it, you go grab it. So you can also navigate to websites, and you see different websites also. So yeah, I'm just going to close this up. I'm going to close this up, close this, and let's take this back to the beginning. All right. So yeah, we've talked about. So let's go back to the Framer website. So we've talked about templates. We've talked about the different things you could do with Framer. But let's talk about resources. There's an academy. So the academy basically has a bunch of videos where you can always go and look at. So you can always use that to supplement your learning from Top University YouTube channel. But you would find lots more content in the YouTube channel, Top University YouTube channel. So you should also make sure you're looking at that. Then we also have awards. So for awards, you would find so let's say you built something that you think it's really good. You think your website would stand out. You think your website is one of the best. So you can apply for, so you can see submit for September. You can apply for your website to be featured on this page. And if you win, it will be featured on this page. So yeah, you get some recognition for your work. So something to consider. And so yeah, so next let's talk a little bit about pricing and what you can do with Framer with or without the pricing. All right, so let's see. Now you should know that Framer allows you to do everything without paying a single dime. You can create any of these websites. You can create as many pages as you want. So you can see, let me show you. So plus. You see, we have about 16 pages here. And Framer did not stop us. We can have it. We can have a website, everything will be connected. And Framer will not charge us a dime. But the only issue is that when we publish it, it's going to have this. It's going to have, okay, not this one, not this page. Let's check this one. It's going to have this. It's going to have this made in Framer logo because it's free. It's a free plan. Now, when we pay, let's go back to Framer's website. So when we pay, now that's where it becomes very interesting because based on what you pay for, it will determine what you get. So if you pay for the basic plan, you can see you get unlimited pages. So if you are paying for a file. So when you are paying in the Framer, you're paying for this file. So if you create a new file, it's different from this file. So if you pay, for example, for the basic plan, which is $15 per month, that's why you are told per site. So basically, this is a website. It has website is made up of multiple pages. So these are the multiple pages. So when you pay per site, it's $15. You get access to unlimited pages and a bunch of other things as well. So 10,000 visits and so on and so forth. So if it's a bigger website, for $30, you get a bunch of you get way more expanded features and possibilities. But for the most part, if you're trying to build something that is not exactly large scale and it's not small, you should consider using the basic plan. Yeah. So yeah, there's other things to consider because we are trying to get in more editors into the website. So if you notice, you can't bring in someone here to edit. I'm the only one that can access this particular Figma file, not Figma file, Figma file. So if you want to have someone else or multiple people working on a particular website, you would have to pay for each person you're bringing in. So you can see that here. So per editor is $20, and for an entire team, you pay that amount. So you can explore this website and see to navigate how you explore the opportunities within Framer. So yeah, and there is so you can also sell templates. That's another thing you could do. You can sell templates. So you can sell templates. There's a program. Let me see if I can find that quickly. Yeah, submit templates. So you can submit a template. If it is paid, there's a way Framer shares. You share the the money that is made. Just read through this website, you'll find it. So yeah, Lemon Squeeze is the payment method. Now, Gumroad is also the product. So you can keep the product that you are selling on Gumroad and use Lemon Squeeze to navigate to manage the payment. So let me show you what Lemon Squeeze look like in case you don't know that already. So Lemon Squeeze allow you to manage the payment, to handle the payments right from Framer. So if you go to Framer and let's drag in something. Let's drag in Gumroad. Let's drag in lemon squeeze. All right. So this is the buy button. So when we click on this and you put in the link to where, so this link will be pointing to the Gumroad. So they can click on pay for it and it takes them straight to the Gumroad. Then this is where they buy products. So you have to create an account on Gumroad, of course. You have to create an account on Lemon Squeeze as well. So you can go to lemonsqueeze.com and you'll have access to that. And yeah, Gumroad is also the same thing. It's a platform that allows you to host your digital products and facilitates payments as well. But Firma is using Gumroad together with Lemon Squeeze. So yeah, you can use that to facilitate. So you can watch this video. I think this video would be explanatory, explaining how you can use Framer with Lemon Squeeze as well as Gumroad. So if you have any questions, make sure you are asking your questions. Ask your questions. This is a conclude. You're trying to round up the class here. So if you have any questions, you should ask your questions. So I'm waiting for your questions. So yeah, if you have any questions, ask your questions. Let's go back to the home page. What issues have you guys had so far? Creating working with Framer so we can answer some questions. Nobody is talking. You have to ask questions. So ask your questions. Ask your questions. If you can hear me, drop a comment. Drop a comment if you can hear me. Amaka, I want to confirm if I'm audible because nobody said anything. We need to be sure that okay. I think Amaka can hear me. So ask your questions. If there's no other, if we don't have any questions, we'll probably end the session soon. So ask your questions. Ask your questions.
Okay, sorry about that. My network was kind of acting up. I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh,
So,
okay, okay,
guys,
okay.
ask your question. So, hello.
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right. So, I don't think there are any questions here. So, guys, if there are no questions, I think it's okay to end the session. I hope you have learned a lot for the past, I think, let's say, past 3 months in quotes or past 2 months. So,
Yeah.
if there are no questions, you can also drop your questions on Discord and tag Samuel so that he can also have a look. I think since there are no questions, it's safe to end the session. So thank you so much, Samuel, for this particular session. At least we get to refresh our mind about what we have learned so far and other uses of Framer.
So yeah,
So
thank you very much for those of you who were here. If you're watching this video later on and you have questions, you can drop your questions and find your way to topuniverse.com.org rather and check navigate to the Discord server. You would find that easily on the website. Go to the community and go down to the no code track, no code channel, and from there you can ask your questions. Ask your questions if you're having any issues, if you're just starting your learning journey, you were not present throughout, but you want to continue learning. So you can always ask your questions and to make sure that we want to help you grow. So yeah, but without any questions right now, we're going to end the session. Um, Thank you, Amaka.
all right. Thank you, Samuel. Bye everyone. Have a lovely day or night ahead.